The sky has turned black, the water to blood, and the earth shakes beneath a stream of falling stars. In the distance, a great clamor erupts as a seven-headed dragon battles a celestial paragon cloaked in the armor of the Lord. And yet, before you, there are footsteps, or rather the sound of hooves racing like thunder across the rapidly deteriorating world. Overhead, a crimson arrow rips through the twilight, sparking the hearts of men and women alike for war. The sound of a trumpet of victory resounds over the chaos for but a moment as your mouth suddenly grows parched and your stomach famished. Then the thunder reaches you, and raising your head you see it, lo, a pale horse and its rider Death, bearing its scythe and accompanied by Hades, to take account of the many, many dead to come. These are the Four Horsemen: war, conquest, famine, and death. The first four seals of the sacred scroll of Revelation and the forerunners of the end of the world. But how strong are they? Taken literally, the line in Revelation 6, verse 8, where each was given authority to kill a quarter of the world by the sword, famine, plague, and the wild beast of the land, each horseman would have large country levels of power, given that destroying the world's food reserves would span continents, or that by directly killing 1/4 of the population in a single move would reach that level as well. Logically, however, these deaths would be a testament to what they hold dominion over. Now mind you, famine would still reach into those country levels of power by withering away the plant, but there is no proof that it's usable in a combat situation. While war slaying by the sword is wrought by, as Revelation 6:4 says, from his ability to take peace from the minds of mortals and make them kill one another. If you do see this as a Dominion hack's feat, I'll get into that later, but the following bit is scaling them off the most ridiculous potential of their attack potency. And because of that, one member scales to country levels of power, and brings the other horsemen with him. Thanks to the statement from Revelation 6:8, death is accompanied by Hades. Now, obviously, this is the location of Hades, and is probably metaphorical in the sense that he brings the afterlife with him, and those that he passes die. However, in these videos we take statements that are like lightning or world-shaking literally, so let's do the same for this feat. Hades, the location, has several entryways in and around in Greek mythology, and is physically visitable place, while also being a different realm where the dead reside. At minimum, since it sits under essentially the Greek world, as strips are often described down, Hades as a location would be country-sized, and therefore being dragged around by death would put death's power in the country levels of strength. Alright, enough stepping around the bush. How strong are the horsemen? Well, if death's power isn't just a you die, and death can use the full totality of that Hades moving strength, all of the horsemen would scale rather comfortably to country level in their physical statistics. And certainly, famine does this with his crop-destroying ability. If we take all their powers as from their dominion, they would still scale into that superhuman range of strength, being able to easily wipe away humans, knock down buildings, cause wars, all of which with little difficulty, of course. Durability-wise, Revelation 6:2, the Horseman of Conquest was given the authority to move with a bend on conquest, meaning that he alone could enter and overcome nations. Taking this logically, Conquest would be capable of handling any weapon and army of the day, if not several times over. To conquer what we later find out is 1/4 of the world, by himself. This would mean being capable of taking multiple hits from the heaviest Roman ballistae to the strongest axes of the contemporary Germanic forces, and anything in between. This would scale him anywhere from wall level to small building level, as catapults and ballistae were made for armored forces and knocking down small structures. If we scale them to their dominion over 1/4 of the world, each would be in that country to large island range of power, handling the power to train away the life from the land or strip fields of flowers. And if they do scale to death, bringing around Hades with them wherever it goes, they scale into the country levels of attack potency and likewise durability. Perhaps even higher if one takes Hades as a separate realm, which for the sake of the video, I did not. In terms of speed, since they would be crossing 1/4 of the world, and assuming even if this is the old world, as it would be known to the authors, they would have supersonic speeds to cross and maintain their dominions. Scaling it to the full world, as I am wont to do, they would have massively hypersonic speeds, being capable of crossing oceans and land masses in a short span of time. For those of you waiting for the special abilities of the horsemen that, make them the horsemen, Here we go. First, they are immortal, and considering one is literally death, that should come as no surprise. Now, their type of immortality we don't know, but for sure they are ageless, being heavenly beings, and do not need food or water, seeing as two of them are death and famine. Now we get into individual abilities. Conquest has a bend to conquest, and seemingly the ability to hold dominion over the beast of the land, as said in Revelation 6:8. War can turn even a pacifist, violent warrior as he steals the peace from their heart, and makes men slay one another, whilst surely being the best warrior out of the bunch. Famine, as I've said, can take greenery and food to wither and bloom and become inedible, starving the world of wheat and barley and anything in between, but interestingly, not oil and wine, a restriction bestowed when his seal was broken. And finally, we come to the Pale Rider Death. If he is to embody this name, he can kill those who cannot resist him, be it by disease or other means. That much is unclear. A terrifying foe to face on the battlefield, to be sure. So, how strong are the Four Horsemen? I scale them in the country tier of power, converting their special abilities to raw attack potency, and from the Hades moving by death, with massively hypersonic speeds. Individually, they can claim dominion over beast, drain the life of the world's food, cause war to erupt between mortals, and kill all of them by pestilence and presence alone. Hold fast to your belief, ye of little faith, for as wormwood descends from the heavens, and the 7 trumpets blare, you will need a hero to keep you alive in this time of trial. For the horsemen ride for Apollyon, and only the righteous may survive their leer.